Greetings, blessed soul blossoms of the New Jerusalem. You are fully connected here now with the great mothership, the Mother Ark. You feel it in your heart center. Let go into the push and the pull and the sacred pulse calling you Om. Kunzung la me jalung. Kunzung la me jalung. Kunzung la me jalung. The call of the dragon, your higher self connecting and activating your crystalline DNA. Some very wild and intense energies coming in. The Heokas may come through today. We shall see. Most days I will keep them at bay. I do not want to offend too many people. But we'll see what happens. Because today is the 6th anniversary, 5/17/2020, of one of my angels of light ascending to the higher realms on 5/17/2014. My beloved nephew James. Aho, beloved Brostar. I have a couple stories that I'll tell at the end of today's transmission, as I connected last night and today on the sacred portal where James ascended, when he transitioned to the higher realms, to source, through the death process, which I connected with him today. And we had a powerful bonfire last night. This was not intentional, but very synchronistic. And then it was brought to my attention this morning from my sister that this was the anniversary. Because like many of you, every day now, I forget what day it is, what year, what state. So today, as I was preparing for this transmission, as I opened for the Schumann resonance, it popped up and I saw power 17. The 17 energy's been coming through all day. Of course, being the 17, also the 144. Today, as I was seeking out the sacred ground, I got lost, or off track for a moment, off the path at 1:44 p.m. Then I start this transmission at 10:44. But as a joke from my nephew, who is also Heoka, I would carry him on my shoulders when he was a newborn child and make him laugh until he turned blue. And part of the reason for connecting with the portal was also to reunite with that little angel beagle that many of you saw. I uploaded a short video yesterday to Prime Disclosure YouTube of the little guy and his caretaker, named her Dupree Diamond Blue. And that's going to mean something to at least one of you star blossoms listening now. Dupree Diamond Blue, little angel. So that's part of the story at the end. So today, as I opened the Schumann resonance, I knew earlier today it was a higher number than 17. And this is I believe the 6th day in a row where these major whiteout pulses have been coming in. So as I opened the 17, seeing the 17, I thought that was strange. And then I noticed it was cashed out from May 10, 2020, where it was 17. And today on the 17th, so May 10th was Mother's Day. It was also the day that Pablo C., the storyteller of this channel, came into this realm. And every 10th of May in Guatemala, which is a deep connection to our Mayan bro-stars and sisters, every year on the 10th it's Mother's Day. But it's the second Sunday in the States here. We celebrate Mother's Day. And this year the 10th fell on Mother's Day with that 17 energy. There's a little joke from my nephew. I opened today 17, and we had the power of 69, a powerful number to many, symbolized with this massive whiteout blast, with this kundalini energy rising up through these root chakras, up through the sacral, with the orgasmic energies rising up from the base of the skull, the orgone, that is the cosmic orgasm energies. You know where we're going with this. So with this 17 energy on the 17th, obviously it's the Q, the 17th letter of the alphabet, and Q from the Quell, the Lost Gospels of Q, and obviously this is manifesting in the quantum, the Q and questioning reality, and then also this QAnon energy. Where do we go from here? Let's see. We're jumping multiple timelines here. Now, I've been teaching many years, over 20 years, been training 30 years with many teachers, masters, and coming through the field, we're seeing many different polarities. So we must look at this shift, this awakening from non-polarity, non-duality with the sky eye, the true eye, and see it from both sides, both angles. So obviously you're seeing some negative polarities when you look at it from 3D. And many people are going to the fear-mongering. Many of you are witnessing this. And when we see these things from non-duality, non-polarity, knowing that directly from source, all that is transpiring is for the benefit and the benevolence of humanity, of consciousness, we let go and release all these things and live directly from our heart. I'm going to end that. I can go on for many hours about these subjects, but due to limitation of time, I'm going to jump to look at real quick the earthquakes in the last 24 hours. Again, 389. Yesterday there was over 500, M1.5 or greater. These are synchronic with this great shifting energy and these rising of frequencies, rising of resonance, the raising of the Lemurian and the Atlantean energies. Again today, many earthquakes in Tonopah, Nevada, at very shallow depths, but 3.0 and greater throughout the day. We also had 4.1 Alaska, Idaho again, 3.3, Puerto Rico 3.2, multiple in the Aleutian Islands, which are up in the northern part of the Pacific, close to up by Alaska. We had 4.8, 3.8, 3.7, Hawthorne, Nevada 3.0. There's been so many in Tonopah. It seems about every 15-20 minutes, and these may be aftershocks from the big one yesterday or the day before. Japan had a 4.5, Tonga 5.0, Guatemala, which we just spoke of, 4.3, more synchronicities. Also Peru had a 4.6. South of Fiji was the deepest at 485 kilometers and a 5.4. That was the greatest earthquake of today, and that's on the Ring of Fire. The whole Ring of Fire again lit up. Most of these quakes are coming around that ring of the Pacific, which is a massive ring of energy and a massive portal with Hawaii right in the center there, which has been receiving earthquakes over the last few days. And we're feeling this in our awareness, in our bodies, feeling these energies, especially with the Divine Feminine fully rising up. We had another day. We have lots of flooding around here in northeastern Ohio. And again today, raining off and on all day. And it would get cold and then warm and then cold. It's fluctuating between yin yang throughout the day. As we're coming into balance, this is accelerating and speeding up these shifts. Many people are experiencing vertigo because of this, or heart palpitations, heart racing, all these things as we're rising into higher resonance. I'll jump right into the transmissions today, and then after these I'll tell you a couple stories, some synchronicities, a couple funny things that happened too. We'll start with a channeling by James McConnell. New Dawn Approaches, Energy Update by Saint Germain. I am Saint Germain. I appreciate these times that I can be with you and share and open up new vistas for you, new levels of understanding, because there is so much now to begin to understand, so much beyond the programming that you have had for so long, to open up your eyes, your physical eyes, yes, but your third eye matching or resonating with your physical eyes and seeing as you have never seen before. So look around now as you look upon what appears to be negative experience all around by many, many who are unawakened, but yet you that are the awakened ones, you the light workers and warriors, as you look out, you see beyond the veil, You see what is really happening. You see the truth beyond the lies, beyond the covertness. You see what you are meant to see, because as you are seeing what is really there now, the reality that has been created, as you are seeing this reality, you are knowing that all is not as it appears to be, because when you are open to the possibilities, open to the probabilities of everything that you are experiencing, everything that is beyond the knowing of the average person out there, and we use the term average as unawakened, because as they are looking at this vision, as they are looking at what is there, they see calamity, they see distress, they feel despair, they feel hopelessness. But you, those of you with your eyes wide open, you see hope, you see experience beyond the levels of this lower dimension, you see joy, you feel joy. As you look upon a family that has gathered together, you see the joy in their expressions, not the despair that they may be feeling at the time. You see what can be, not necessarily what is in the moment, but yet we always tell you to be in the moment, and that is what you need to continue to do. Be in the moment, be in the joy in every moment, find that joy. It is there if you look. You who have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, see the expression that Gaia is putting out. Gaia is planning this. Gaia is a big part of this plan. Not that she is planning it only, but there are many, many that are part of this plan. You yourselves are a part of this plan, and a very big part, I might add here, because without you, the plan could not exist. The plan could not become all that it is meant to be. But you continue to look out now and see more and more people awakening. See the violet flame that is expressing itself out now, that is growing and expressing and becoming much larger and bigger with more and more people, as more and more people are becoming awakened. More and more are understanding now that what they have been looking at is not the real reality. It is yet but an illusion, and as they awaken to this illusion, then they can begin now to create the new golden age of Gaia. That is what this is all about, as you come closer and closer now to the event, and I say the event. Yes, there are many events, and will continue to be so, but the event is on the horizon now. The new dawn is approaching, and as the new dawn approaches, the republic that is the United States of America is opening up again. It is becoming that which it was meant to be. Slowly it might be to those of you, but to us it is happening at a light speed, because of all the programming now that is being overcome by so many, many more each and every day, each and every moment, more and more are awakening. You may not become aware of it now. You may think that it is the same old, but I can assure you it is not the same old, As you come out of the current crisis, we will say here, and we will not call it a pandemic, because it is not that. It has never been that. It is an event that has been created, has been expressed for a different purpose, for a purpose for the dark forces to hold on to control of mankind, but that has entirely backfired on them, because those of the light forces have taken this so-called crisis and turned it into something that can become and is becoming wonderful, and that is the hope that all of you need to continue to have, because the hope is what keeps man going, keeps humanity going, moving forward, striving for the highest good for all involved, reaching out to the heavens here, right here within the earth, and on the earth now. It is here now. Heaven is here. It was said there would be a new heaven and a new earth, and the new heaven and new earth have already arrived. It is just that your eyes, your physical eyes, are not yet seeing it, but your third eye is seeing it. As you allow your imagination to take over, as you allow your creative ability to take over, then you begin to see the reality that is beyond the illusion, and you are now creating the new reality every moment of your life. Every thought that you have is creating that new reality, and when you fully come to understand that, and I say now, fully come to understand that, then, my dear friends, you have ascended. I leave you now at this time with one simple understanding that is yet coming. A grand announcement is in the works here now. A grand announcement indeed. It may be a series of announcements, but there is one in particular that will begin to set everyone looking ahead as to what is possible, rather than looking behind as to what was. And as this announcement comes forward, many, many more will begin to awaken to the truth, because as James is very fond of saying, from your X-Files, the truth is out there, and the truth is coming. Peace and love be with you all, and may the violet flame continue to burn and express outward to all that are around you and certainly within you, as it continues to wash away, to wipe away, to burn away all the programming that is no longer needed, and the memories that are associated with that programming, which are also no longer needed. Peace and love be with all of you. I am Saint Germain, channeled by James McConnell. And yes, that was another synchronicity that James, my nephew's ascension on this day, and also the channeling. I didn't plan on that intentionally, but it was another synchronicity. Today from Suzanne Amara, sacred, earth-born of star, great mother caressing cosmic forces and molding life from the clay of time. The timeless waters bathe our fabric, as our inner waters release the deepest fears and grief of being in an individualized form and unifying back as a collective. We are not and never were alone. Father and mother, divine parents, manifest as every part of the fabric of this universe, their breath, the ether, permeating all. While the dance is testing, feel deep into your root now and find Earth's heart, her cosmic, divine, pure heart, pulsing and connecting to your heart and every heart on Earth. There are no sides. The force is life, the unification of a species in sovereign state. Resting in the birth canal, the surrender is grace. There is a library of atrocity, wrongdoing, warring, fighting, finger-pointing, blame, shame, anger, and fear. This is food to maintain the old human matrix. Like a dying plant that has had its roots severed, we are shifting now. Even the air is vibrating. The entire fabric of our reality is rippling as we are shifting density. Stargate Earth is one founded on love and unity, brothers and sisters meeting soul to soul as family with one diamond heart and a kaleidoscope explosion of universal luminescence. Hydrate, rest, be present, allow, foster compassion, and find the integrated warrior to spread your wings and heart wide. Awesome light codes, beautiful blessings, Amara. And from Judith Kusel, there comes a time when you simply need to surrender everything, your life and all you so cling onto and desire and so verdantly pray for on the most sacred and holy altar of the divine source. You are not giving up or in, you are simply surrendering to the highest will, the highest love, the highest pathways. Interestingly, when you finally surrender and lay down your own ego, miracles start happening. Why? Because you finally get out of your own way. You finally allow what is tripping you up time and again to be moved out of the way so that the ultimate truth can be revealed and you can see clearly again. Such moments of surrendering bring about positive changes and synchronicities as divine will and your will become one and the same. I am giving you a priceless gift today. What you do with this gift is your own free will and choice. In this moment when we are in the midst of immense dimensional changes, it is perhaps wise to sit a moment with this and let it sink in. I thank you for taking that moment of stillness. I thank you for being. From JudithKusel.com and from Elizabeth Peru, we stand in an important moment. With so many in the world slowly moving back into mainstream life, you may be distracted by the seeming attitude of many who seem not to have changed, or you can focus on your path. What's important this weekend, particularly with 4 planetary retrogrades in full swing, is that you realize that all power sits with you. You have the choice in what you give your previous energy to. Have you tried observing rather than engaging in the old 3D game? This weekend with Pluto, Saturn, Venus, and Jupiter all in retrograde, you can go in deep and love what you find. There's never been a better time to speak with soul and reveal your beloved life purpose. In my all-new guided meditation journey to your soul home and enter the councils of light, you'll look upon the screen of your life and remember why you're here in this lifetime. You'll receive messages and guidance about your divine life purpose and be shown how to act upon it. Right now, you may be picking up on opposing forces. You could be wondering why this is. There's just been a huge shift brought on by the retrogrades. People are being asked to own their power and to use it wisely rather than trying to tell others what they're doing wrong the old 3D way. There's a definite cosmic reason for this. From ElizabethPeru.com and from the Archangelic calendar, Gaia is still in a spirit-dominant setting as the Lakshmi column suddenly makes her move in an attempt to increase your quality of life. These divine feminine aspects of the universe were in perfect sync until a very short while ago. This means that we are on a roller coaster of greater change that is divinely guided by the halls of the greatest love. According to modern science, Earth's poles are shifting between 9 to 37 miles per year. This is about to triple before the 3D year is out, the effects of which will be obvious and far-reaching. In-betweens are the children of someone with an angelic soul ancestry and someone who is aligned with the opposite. These beautiful beings provide balance to all things just by existing, and they provide a common interest for all sides to be invested. This concept was ordered by divinity, and there's a great deal of the reason why you see such polar opposites in regards to parents, because their conception was decreed by the highest authority there is. There are many benefits to being in this energetic position, as they will eventually become incredibly gifted, hyper-hybrid angels, but this does not fully manifest until adulthood. Terrible leaders say that leadership is a fine line between just awful enough and giving people what they want. This line has been disregarded and now there is no going back. Those with this mentality will have a very hard time existing normally because of this false confidence. An apple materializes from the tree, seemingly out of nothing. Nothingness into somethingness is the easiest way to see the divine hand at work. The fact that we have increased our magical quantum capacity, noticing the divine hand will now be commonplace. Archangel Raphael is the king of scolding you about your bad habits, and like it or not, he is always right. If you hear a parental thought in the back of your head while you're eating junk food and you notice the color green simultaneously, you can be absolutely certain that this notion came from him. The other relevant truth is that he is also extremely persistent. Archangel Michael is coming in with a big physical boom. After some very unadvertised theatrics over the last few days, he is coming in fast and with great purpose. You will be able to feel him land on the earth without any doubt about who or what it is. New upgrade energies are coming in from Sirius. These energies have never been used upon the earth before and have arrived as planned. What will happen when the general masses realize the world is not the same place they thought it was? The assignment we instated a few days ago about simultaneously activating the Anunnaki temples and stabilizing the tunnels in Tennessee was a great success. We warned that we could cause major seismic activity if we were not careful. With great mastery, we succeeded in our goal, and the only side effect was 4 small earthquakes that caused no damage whatsoever. We could not have executed this any better than this. Great job. And for the tools today, you can find those in the link in the description below. Today's assignments, we are still working on a macro level and thus this format will stay consistent. Please use today's current tools if you need assistance performing the tasks. Those who oppose divinity's takeover are defeated beyond belief, and the ones left behind are in a desperate state of panic. To avoid any complications these beings may cause, we will evoke a pink ray flame followed by a violet flame for a 72 count for the entirety of the earth. This will transmute any low-lying issues and it will expose the large issues that need to be handled with sword and shield and then launched into an exit portal, which you will need to create as well. Dragon healing modalities are very different than traditional healing techniques. The beaming energy generated comes out from your heart and throat chakras. For a lack of a better way to put this, think of the Care Bears. We will be using emerald green dragon healing to engulf the entire Earth, and if you can stretch it out to the further reaches of our galaxy, please do so. We always recommend holding these things for a 72 count, but it is okay to take breaks if needed. From ArchangelicCalendar.com and from Dzongtsar Jamyang Khyentse Rinpoche, Tibetan Buddhist Master. Why do you need to understand Shunyata? Because by understanding and realizing Shunyata, you will finally conquer not only your numbing fear of death, but also the numbing assumption that you are alive. And really let that sink in. Gotta love the Buddhist masters. Shunyata is another word for emptiness or voidness or non-self, non-physical. Gate gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhisvaha. Now we have, from the Zolkin Times, Kin 49, red planetary moon. The number 10 is called planetary, and its keywords are perfect, produce, and manifest. We have 10 fingers, 10 toes, and this perfect symmetry is what makes the number 10 a powerful message. A perfect 10, 10 out of 10. How would you rate today? Strive for 10-10, and you may surprise yourself. It's up to you to score the top mark. What can you manifest? Today is red moon, and keywords associated with it are flow, universal water, and purify. These days are about going with the flow, and because the moon is so powerful in its influence, we must concede, control, and surrender. If you trust that the direction things are going in are for your own good, just relax and relinquish the need to be in charge. The tide will turn and sweep you along. All you have to do is go with it, as it is a planetary day and that number represents perfection. This suggests that today is the perfect day to go with the flow. Try not to make concrete plans, but just see how the day unfolds. Go on an adventure. Christina Papagiorgio, 73 energy coming in, 11-19, 19-11, 1991, 9-11. Red planetary moon, Kin 49, 17 May 2020, 17-5-2020 equals 17-5-22, equal 854, equals 17, equal 8. 17, legacy, immortality. 8, infinity, abundance, source flow. 5, liberation, change, transformation. 4, form, structure, foundation. Kin 49, equal 13, equal 4. 13, goddess, cosmic consciousness, natural lore. A very fluid manifestation day through your intuitive goddess powers. We also have the 17 energy. Day 10 in the yellow sun wave spell is where we manifest our sovereignty through following the flow of synchronicity. Tone of creation, planetary tone 10 in the physical realm. Action produces, power perfects, essence manifestation. The 10th stage of the yellow sun wave spell is the perfection of all we imagine as possible and more. It is the harvest stage where we happily reap our manifest splendor. The forms we have been imagining begin to manifest into our reality, and our lives begin to reflect the great dreams that we desire. Planetary energies enable us to build and manifest strong, healthy relationships with ourselves and others today. We have the power to manifest and produce incredible prosperity, happiness, and joy, both in our hearts and planetary heart of Gaia, as we are all one heart. I am a beautiful, sovereign being, evolving into my best, divine version of my perfected soul expression. Alleluia, the goddess has risen. Today's question is, how can you purify your vessel to allow more feminine energy to flow through your pure heart, fueling your perfected manifestations? Divine blessings for manifesting a perfect flow. And Lakek ala Kin, Christina White Magnetic World Bridger, Kin 66, 1122 now coming in, and the 33 into the 44, the 55, as we transition into the 6-6 portal and the 7-7 into the 8-8 Lion's Gate, rising up, manifesting, flowing, growing, expanding. Kin 49, red planetary moon. The mantra, the code for today is, I perfect in order to purify, producing flow. I seal the process of universal water with the planetary tone of manifestation. I am guided by the power of navigation. So there we have it. We're going to see what flows here now through these stories. So gather around the sacred fire. At first, let me finish with a couple of... After the powerful fire last night, and I'm wearing this new sacred mala that arrived today with the sacred seeds of the Bodhi tree from India. A whole new energies coming in. So we're integrating this now. Energies are intensifying. So let us know in the comments below, beloved beings of light, what you're experiencing, what you're feeling, your dreams, your visions, your synchronicities. I know many are experiencing, including myself, very vivid dreams. Although I've had vivid dreams since the moment I came into this realm. As a child, my dreams were so vivid and real, I couldn't tell the difference between the dream world and this dream world within the dream. My dreams were more vivid than this realm. They still are, but now it's synchronistic with many light workers all over this realm, especially in the last couple weeks since the 5-5 portal. The dream world is really amplifying. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Click the subscribe button below to get notifications. The crazy monk just left his cave, becoming monkey, playing with Heyoka. She's trying to come in. Click the little bell next to subscribe to get notifications. And as always, in the link in the description below is to our website with the transcriptions of today's transmission. We archive these on our website, primedisclosure.com. I'd also like to thank everyone for their support on Patreon. If you'd like to support my work, our mission at the Healing Retreat Center in Ecuador, thank you everyone for their support. I'd like to thank and welcome Nancy A. and Jean Marie M. Thank you for your support. I'll be posting many training videos in meditative arts, healing art, many teachings from over 30 years of training with many sifus, gurus, roshis, in the Zen Buddhist, Shin Buddhism, Taoist, Hindu, many lineages. And you can join us there at patreon.com/primedisclosure. Okay, now for the stories as we gather around the sacred fires. Last night, as we built this massive bonfire, as these flames shot into the air, much smoke, great smoke, like the Great Spirit rising higher and higher. I'm sorry, there's like pins poking me in the spine right now, trying to get my attention off of these stories. I don't know, they're coming out of this pillow. Let's see what happens here. So as the smoke rising into the night, this powerful energy looking up into the sky, the stars. My sister lives out in this sacred portal, out in the boonies we call it, with a 1/4-acre pond surrounded by woods. The stars were shining brightly in the night. Many of the star nations were with us. And today, upon awakening, we realized that this was the anniversary of her son, my nephew, James, and with this precious little baby beagle, she's about 5 weeks old. Like I said earlier, Dupree is her name. Dupree Diamond Blue. She's so precious, bouncing around with all this little Tigger energy. She had this little Tigger doll too, like Tigger the Tiger. And as I was playing with her, laughing, I'll be posting some more video and images in the coming days. But she would play vigorously for about 15 minutes, and then I would lay and she would crawl up into my neck and had a wrap up in my throat and neck. And as she laid to go to sleep and got up right up against my neck, she would kind of whimper and whine a little bit, trying to get comfortable. And I would say, I love you, I love you, I love you. And she would calm, and her heartbeat would synchronize with mine. And as I laid there connecting with my nephew James and our other angel Zoe, their German shepherd female that's in the higher realms with James now. She was one of my other angels, of the many angels that have come and gone and some that still remain here. Every time I would leave their house out in Leroy, they live on a road called Pain that leads you to great virtue. As I would drive away, doing about 30 miles an hour, Zoe, my little friend, German shepherd, would run next to my car, trying to keep pace. She would run all the way home, hour drive if she could, so I would have to put the pedal to the metal, as we say, and go about 65 miles an hour, and she would still try to keep up, and I would see her slowly disappear, not stopping until she was out of sight, and then, of course, she would make her way back to the house. She was a very powerful creature, in body, mind, and spirit. Aho, beloved Zoe. So as I laid there, my sister has this huge portrait of James and Zoe. I'll try to find it and maybe post it at the end of the video if I can find the image digitally. That as I connected to the other side, to the higher realm, the energy of James and Zoe came to me in this little bundle of new life and joy, connecting to my throat chakra and my heart, and higher heart and deep heart. This tear rolled down my face as this great beauty and love activated the deepest parts of my heart center. You know what I'm talking about. In that great moment of bliss and joy, the tears of joy and love came down and flowed freely. Just one teardrop was all it took to remember our true light. And then this afternoon, as I journeyed to another sacred portal, this nature preserve, it's in this great marshland. I shot a video which I'll put on Patreon the next few weeks when I have time to edit. These mala beads have a sacred smell that reminds me of the great beauty that can manifest in this realm, and the great beauty of the Great Spirit and Pachamama. Thank you for this gift, great mystery, great spirit. As I was walking along this boardwalk, they call it, that goes right through this march, many of the winged nations surrounding me, singing their beautiful choir again. And also last night, as we were doing the bonfire, the chorus of the spring peepers are called, little frogs, sung through the night, which is a powerful energy. It's that higher pitch of the higher frequencies. So as I'm walking down this boardwalk today, out of nowhere, running at me, or coming from the distance, was this young boy, little boy, maybe 4 or 5 years old, running in bare feet. I couldn't see his parents, so I'm looking around. Where is this child coming from? From the distance, and he runs up to me, and he had like bare feet, shorts, and a shirt like Spider-Man. And he runs past me, and then he stops and looks back and says, "Today is my mother's birthday." I said, "Wonderful, that's beautiful. And her name's Tina, so please tell my mother happy birthday." I said, "Of course I will, young man, young one." And he says, "And I'm Nicholas." I said, "Nice to meet you, Nicholas." And he runs off. So I start walking further down the path. Here comes 4 adults, 3 female, 1 male. Of course, with the divine feminine power. The female were in front. There was 1 in the back, 2 female, a male, and then a female. So they say, "Oh, that was little Nicholas." Because they must have saw from the distance. There was a bend and trees, so I couldn't see them until I got past the trees. I said, "Yes, I said, 'Happy birthday, Tina.'" And they all just laughed because they knew the child must have told me it was her birthday. So I said, "Oh, okay, sorry about that," or something. And I said, "Well, which one of you's Tina?" It was the woman in the back with long, black, flowing hair. And they just laughed. She says, "Thank you." And then they stop as I walk by them, and I said, "Yes, I met your son, Nicholas. He's a fine young lad." No, I didn't say that. And they look back and they say, "And a happy unbirthday to you, too." So I said, "Thank you." And I just thought to myself that, of course, this connection and this symbolism and synchronicity came from my nephew James, from the higher realms. And I thanked James and the Great Spirit for this interesting and funny little interaction, and just makes you think of the finer things and the great beauty. And yes, I know in this realm there is great sordidness and duality, but it is up to us with the pure intent to focus our awareness on the beauty and the light and the truth and our connections with each other and nature and the Tao, the great source, the great mystery, manifesting in many different ways. So thank you, sacred angels, for going on this journey with me and for coming here on this great mission. And believe me, we know the divine team of 144 know the great sacrifice that you made coming here at this intense and often challenging times. But it is all for the greater good of the collective and for all pure consciousness, all sentient beings of pure light that will benefit from our love and from our life, our light, as we rise up and ascend with Gaia, with all beings in all realms, all timelines, here now. And I will end this with another 144 energy of the 12 by 12. Have a most beautiful and glorious day, sacred angels of light. I love you all. Namaste.